Just say where you guys sit down.
Okay, you're live, Mom.
I guess we're live. We're here at the Bundy Ranch. I'd like to welcome everybody and hope that you can enjoy and kind of pick up what we're going to put down today, because we as Bundy women are a little bit emotional and quite a bit mad today at our justice system. And about 3 years ago, almost 3 years ago, we made a stand. We stood for truth and righteousness, and we the people, all of you came and stood with us, and we prevailed because of the support we had from people like you that are listening, and thank you. And we've had a lot of support and a lot of prayers, but right now we're feeling like these 6 men who said in court today have been forgotten, and the justice system is corrupt, and we need help from we the people. We need help. We're calling again for help. We're calling for those that can come stand in Las Vegas. We're calling for those that can't to be calling their senators and their congressmen, and to make this happen and to get this corrupt judge put in her place. For the only person she's accountable to is herself. So we need to come together as the power of we the people once again and make a stand, and the time is now. The time is today now.
Okay. I'm just going to tell you who's here. We got Carol, then we got Brianna, that's Mel's wife. We got Angie, that's Ryan's wife. We got Lily, that's Cliven's sister. We got Margaret, that's Cliven's sister. We've got Tara Lee, that is Cliven's niece. And we got Mary Lynn, that's Davey's wife. So we're just going to kind of discuss what went on in the courtroom today, and just try to inform you guys so you guys can get the word out for us. If you have any questions, let us know and we'll try to get them answered.
Cool.
Do you want to just tell us, Tara Lee, what happened today?
Well, late last night we got, I got emailed to me the motion by the government signed by Mr. Myries, and it was that we shouldn't be able to have, they called them third-party witnesses. So anybody that isn't one of the defendants in trial right now. So one of these 6 men. It could not be Ammon. It could not be Ryan. It could not be Cliven. It could not be Margaret. It could not be Davey. They could not, nobody could testify for the defense's behalf that was not either one there on the 12th. They could not testify of anything leading up to the 12th. So the day Davey was arrested, they could not testify about that. Margaret being thrown down, she could not testify of that. Ammon being tased could not be testified of. The shooting of the cattle could not be testified to. We had a witness there ready to go on the stand that she denied. And so they called them third-party witnesses. So pretty much anybody that wasn't a defendant on trial, these 6 right now could not be put on the stand. And this was put into written motion late last night,
Okay.
Sunday night.
And that includes the First Amendment area.
And that, yes.
And that's why most people showed up.
They also said that none of the videos that were viewed on Facebook could not be brought up. So the video of her being thrown to the ground could not be shown again to the jury. They could not bring any witnesses as far as that. No Facebook has nothing that prior to the 12th.
So how can it be a conspiracy? How can this trial and they be judged as a conspiracy if we can't bring what brought them to trial? We can only bring up the one day, the moment they were there. Most of these men weren't even there were there less than 24 hours. So how can the jury make a judgment when they can't be given the truth? How can the jury decide?
And yet we have spent 6 weeks in the court listening to all the government stuff. We've listened over and over and watched, and none of this was taken from there. But the minute that our men, these innocent great men, are to be able to explain their side of it, then all of this wonderful proof that they simply come to help their neighbor. When they seen Davey be knocked down for taking a picture, a grandmother being slammed to the ground, Ammon being tased, and the First Amendment. These are the reasons why these men come, and the jury can't hear it.
Well, and also they said that in that motion last night they don't want third-party witnesses that are going to use the word fear or that we were scared, that we're not allowed to use those words because they might pull on the heartstrings of the jury.
But yet, we had Metro, we had people sit on the stand for the prosecution cry because they were so afraid.
So they're allowed to be afraid,
They
but
are
we're not allowed to be afraid.
And say it's a 10 and then on their radios, I mean, it's like, everything's fine, we're okay. It was, you know, you look at the videos, there's no danger. They're not in fear, but they stand up there, sit on that stand and lie and cry, saying that they're in fear. And then the ones that really did get hurt, we can't even be heard. We can't even be heard.
So today when they went to trial, we had all last week off, and we thought that today was going to be a wonderful day, exciting, because the defense was finally going to be able to tell the truth and tell them what happened for the whole day.
The whole day was just nothing but a mess.
Tell them what happened if you were going to be a witness.
Okay, so the witness list cut in half just from her making that third party witness. It cut in half. So then they had a person there ready to testify, and they were going to allow. But then he had to get an attorney because they said anything that he said, any statement he said on the stand could be used against him. So he could have charges against him for something he testified of.
And they
So
met
they
with
weren't-
him for like, what, 30 minutes? We sat
Well,
and
they
waited.
hired a court-appointed attorney immediately.
Court-appointed attorney
Tell
came
me
right
that's
over,
not threatening.
and they were intimidating.
They intimidated the witnesses. And then, if I'm not wrong, they had witnesses come and witness for the prosecution that weren't even at
Yes.
No,
2014. Most of them weren't. Okay, most of them weren't even
And
at the ranch.
also, they sat in that courtroom the whole time and listened to everything. And we have been down on the street because we're supposedly witnesses, and we couldn't be in the courtroom. And now they
Their
denied
witnesses
us.
were in the courtroom.
Yeah, listening to all of it.
So all of today,
it is.
it was about it was only 10 minutes that the jury was even in the room. The rest of the time was arguing back and forth what the judge was going to allow.
Okay.
So,
And the thing that really got me today was the judge kept looking at the government, the prosecutors, and asking, what do you think? What do you think about this? Is she not the judge? You know, where is the justice? That she is actually asking the prosecutors,
what do you think?
what do you think?
Well,
And then yet
and she's accountable to nobody.
nobody, yeah.
She's
Yeah,
appointed. Who do we go to complain about her? We've complained. We've tried to get her stepped down. We said there's a conflict of interest, but it goes on her desk. She reads it and she says, "Oh, there's no conflict of interest. I'm okay.
I'm gonna do okay
I'm
here.
gonna do okay." And so we have nobody to go to. So that's why we're appealing to you, we the people. You've got to start screaming to all of your, we're the fourth branch of the government.
Yeah.
And it's time that we took control. It's time that we said, this is enough of these corrupt judges. How can a jury, I've had faith in the jury, I've told everybody, I have faith in the jury, I have faith in the jury. But if the jury is denied the truth, and the defendants are denied their right to stand and prove their case, how can we have a fair decision from a jury?
We can't.
When the jury was simply in the courtroom 15 minutes today.
The defense got 15 minutes,
The defense.
and the
And they had
prosecution had
maybe
7 weeks,
Yeah,
7 weeks for the prosecution
5, 6, 7, I
to
can't
shove all these lies
And
in the
then-
jury's face.
And then, when the prosecution is telling their lies, and we object, the judge sustains it, and then she even says, you guys might as well not object because I'm going to sustain. She
said that?
said that.
She overrules.
She overrules them. Yes.
Yes, she says you might as well not even object because I am sustaining.
Where is the justice?
Where there is
justice.
none.
No justice at all.
And if you don't sit in those courtrooms, you think we are all lying because it is so unbelievable that you cannot believe it unless you're sitting in there. and
How
watching
long would people have to come down to Vegas and sit in the courtroom before they realize how corrupt it is? 15 minutes?
30 minutes.
15, 30 minutes?
30 minutes.
And you will realize this, that
Yeah.
how corrupt it is.
Now there was something today that they talked about the shooting, like that police officers or not even police officers, BLM officers. They can what is it? They can.
This
can
was
have
Myrie
So
saying this.
Myrie's statement today was, if a law enforcement, not police officer, if a law enforcement points his gun at you, you are not allowed to defend yourself and point the gun back at him. You are breaking the law.
They can shoot you.
They can shoot you, and you are not to raise your gun.
So why do we have the Second Amendment?
Yeah. So people are asking.
This is what we the people need to remember, is we made a stand and we broke no law. We have the right to a peaceful protest. We have the right to a peaceful gathering, which we did, and we have a right to right to bear arms.
Yes.
We did all that. We didn't throw a stone. We didn't spit at anybody, and we didn't hurt anybody. We broke no law. So why are we sitting in prison? Why are our men sitting in prison today?
And not one of those videos show any of us having guns and pointing. We were the ones that were being abused and pointed at. And then, like you say, and the jury does not get to hear, but only the government's side.
Yeah.
So
Justice is supposed to be a balance. There's supposed to be that's what the judge is supposed to do. She's supposed to be able to balance what's being,
Well, and there should be checks and balances.
Balances,
There's
right.
the three levels of government, and there's supposed to be a check and balance, along with we the people as the fourth. And they've all run together, and if we the people stand up for our rights, this is what you get. So what's the question?
The question was, how do we hold the judge accountable?
We was told by a judge that the building is named after. He comes walking around once in a while, and we have a sign that says the judge is biased, and so he asked us who's the judge, biased judge, and we told him, and he said, well, you can't do anything about that. She's appointed for life.
Oh my.
They're appointed for life.
But she's making law from the bench.
Yeah, she's making the rules and then she's ruling on them and sustaining them and objecting to them.
Yes.
Well, she said, that's what I think people are forgetting. Clear back when we had our first meeting with her, she said, I am the judge and I make the law. She made that very open statement at our very first hearing with her.
And she will tell the jury what her law is, and they can only judge by her law. And that will what we'll hear all day tomorrow.
She told
is her
us
telling them.
She told us that we have no constitutional rights in her courtroom. She makes the law. She said that. Think about that. We are all this close from being in the same position as these 6 men. And this is what I want to ask the American people. What do you, when they come for you,
Who's going to be there?
who's gonna, none of you guys have been there for these 6 men. Very few people have sat outside that courtroom. Very few people have sat outside that courtroom. And every dang one of you ought to be down there, sitting down there, holding your flag, because that's where the accountability comes from. The accountability comes when we, the people, say, I see you. I see what you're doing. So tomorrow, put some things on hold. Hop into your car and get down there. These men deserve our support.
And the other thing you need to understand is that, you know what, if you can't take a whole day, you don't have to. If you only have 15 minutes tomorrow to spare, get in there and come back out. You can go in, you can come out. You don't, once you're in there, you're not locked in. You can come out. I think most of you people think that you have to go for the whole day. No, you don't. Yeah. But I can guarantee you 15 minutes tomorrow, you will understand the disjustice that is going on. And it's not just happening to our family, it's happening all over the United States of America. Have we forgotten who we are? We are we the people. This country is a mighty country, but it's only going to be mighty if us people stand for it. And another thing I want to say is a lot of people are saying, well, I'm not going to come until the next one. These 6 men came, 5 men, came, didn't know us, they came and stood, and they've been in jail for over a year, their families have suffered. It is, we need to support them. It doesn't matter if they're family or not. We need you there. We need bodies on the street. There was 4 of us today.
I know there's a lot of you that live a long ways away, and it's not possible for you, and there's other things you can do. You can still educate people. You can still call your who do you call? We don't even know who to call anymore. We feel lost, but we need to hold those people that we've elected accountable to do our job. They work for us. We pay them. And so we need to know, we understand that you all can't be here, but I also understand that there's a lot of you that can, that aren't. And you can't be afraid that you might be the next one that sits in jail. I will be there for you. You were there for me. We cannot be afraid. What kind of country do we have when we are afraid of our own government?
So we just ask that tomorrow is a very big day. Eric Parker is going to be
On the stand.
on the stand, and we need to show him support. It's very important that we have the courtroom packed so that the jury can see that we are concerned for Americans, that we support these men, and we need to make sure that people, dress accordingly, nicely, and show up to support these men.
Yeah.
They say that actually after tomorrow afternoon, they're actually going to give the jury instructions.
Yeah, because we can't have any defendants.
We can't have any
we can't
witnesses.
have any witnesses.
So can you explain that? Why is Eric Parker the only person that's going to stand up and defend himself against the United States of America? These people are standing up against the United States of America. They're not standing up against so-and-so who sued so-and-so. No, they're standing up one person against the whole United States government. They need our support, and
they have been denied any witnesses. Denied.
It was made to my attention. I wasn't in there, but you probably can say this, but Eric Parker was even questioned several different times, different ways by the judge. Are you sure you want to do this?
And to me, that was bullying, trying to bully him.
Well,
scaring
one
him
thing
into
that
do
needs
it.
to be, Ammon, when he had to take the stand, it was for the same reason. Now, I'm telling you that Portland, we thought it was bad, but nothing like this. But when she said, you understand that you don't have to do this, he said, no, I do have to do this. Because you're not allowing our witnesses in, so I have to defend
And
myself.
Erin said the same thing too.
Yeah.
She kind of shut him up. She
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
shut him off.
Yeah. But you got to realize too that none of this is done in front of the jury.
Right.
The jury's not protected from any of this talk or conversation.
So they don't have a clue what's going on in the jury.
Today, seriously, like 10 minutes, the jury was brought in and they sat there the
And
whole
you
day.
can tell they were just like,
They were tired.
So the jury listened to 7 weeks of the prosecution, and tomorrow, without knowing, they're going to sit there and they're going to wonder why the defendants aren't bringing any witnesses to defend themselves, because they don't know what this corrupt judge has done and blocked, and they're not allowed to tell the jury that.
Well,
Exactly.
one thing, if we were only given one witness to take the stand, I'm grateful that it's Eric Parker, because I have personally sat and visited with that man multiple times in Henderson and Pahrump, and there is no better person to reflect our family than that man. He is. I probably can't even say it without crying, but he has so much courage, so much integrity, so much love for this country, so much love for his neighbor, that he reflects us well. He is perfect, and I believe if anyone can take this on and turn the hearts of the jury in our favor, it will be Eric Parker.
So we're asking all of you to pray for Eric Parker
Yes.
and to pray for the jury, because it's in God's hands.
Hey, I'm fasting, if anyone wants
Yes,
to
I
join
was
me.
going to throw that into
Yeah,
We're gonna
please fast with us.
Okay, people are asking that are just jumping on to just do a quick recap of what happened today, and then we can wrap it up. And
To replay it.
Judge blocked all of our witnesses from taking the stand. Says we can't talk about anything except for solely April 12th. No state of mind. Nothing that will tug on the heartstrings. Nothing that will show federal agents negatively, and
And pretty much the
leaves
only
us with
defendants
one
can
witness.
the defense gets one witness to defend themselves
There
in one morning.
She's denied us a defense.
And
There possibly could be a couple more. Like that's why they
But
ended
Yes.
just
so
to
early
remember
today.
again to
They
let you
ended-
people know we've been listening to them to 5 to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And we have one.
1 day,
We get
one day.
half a day.
They might as well have just tied our hands and feet together and thrown us in the river and watched us drown. What
And
if
how
they
many
just
how
all
many
agree?
people have been here to defend these people, help to support these people as they set through this? How many are in the
Well,
courtrooms?
physically, 22 today. 22.
And that's
and that's
probably
the
the
most we've ever had. 22.
So the United States of America is going after these innocent men, denying them of all their rights, denying them of a fair trial, fair everything, and 22 people in America are showing up.
This
And
is
4 of us on the street.
And 4 of them on the street.
You have to remember from the get-go, not only did we break no law, they have been denied a speedy trial. They've sat in court, in jail, in prison, without any pretrial release, been denied pretrial release, and several of them been denied the counsel of their choice.
Yes.
So this has started clear back when they were arrested.
Over a year ago.
And they sat in jail. So those of you that just don't follow the news or don't know, these men have been in jail for over a year. How can you
Well,
even get a defense? How can you prepare your own defense?
The news hasn't shown anything though. That's the sad
That's
thing.
the other
We're nowhere in
disgusting
the
thing.
media.
Yeah.
We were the biggest story in 2014, and not one person knows. You know, not one news station is even
Well, and
airing
we've had a
that
lot
these
of
guys
people
are in
on the
jail.
street say, "Oh, we thought that was over a long time ago."
Yeah.
Yeah.
No news.
No news.
So
I
we,
thought it was
the
done.
people, it's time to wake up. We the people. Let's
Yeah,
get her
you're
done.
next.
Russia.
Right.
You're next.
Yeah, come tomorrow if you don't want to
Yeah.
go in where the jury is. I'll be out with signs. We have a lot of support out there. A lot of people honk and wave. And like they said,
And our prayer is that no family, no other family
Yeah.
ever
It
has to go through
Hey,
this.
let's
Ever.
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 Okay.
and just know when you go into the courtroom, you can't have your cell phones. Make sure you leave
You
that.
have to have
In your
ID.
car.
You can't wear shirts like this.
Yes. You just wear nice clothes, act appropriately in the courtroom, and just say a lot of prayers for us.
Okay.
And especially for Eric Parker tomorrow.
Okay. And you guys, we want to remind you guys that you guys can come in and out of court
Yeah.
as much as possible. So if you live in Las Vegas and you have an hour lunch, drop in. Stay for a few minutes. If you can only come for half a day, if you can come for 15 minutes, whatever you can do, come and support these men. It's
Pray for them.
And they're,
Yeah, and
they're
pray
good
for 'em.
families that are there. They have very good
They are.
families,
They do.
sweet wives that are there that want nothing more than have their families come.
families here. Okay, let's make tomorrow big, guys. More than 22 people. Thanks for joining
Love
us.
you. Love
Love you.
America.
Thank you.
Pray for America.
Absolutely.